Hey everybody, I'm Michael DiTullo and welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the most recognized brands in the world, BMW, and how they went from one of the most iconic grills in all of automotive design to whatever this is. The BMW two-kidney grill goes back all the way to the 1930s, but as we recognize it today, it really started in the 1960s and continued with very little change all the way up to the early 2000s. Of course, it modernized, it got newer, it got fresher, but it always stayed the same: two kidneys, four round headlights. And that was really iconic. And then all of a sudden in the late 2000s, we started to get angrier and angrier faces that got rid of the dual headlights for these kind of strange, boxy elements. And the dual kidney grills, which were really simple and iconic and recognizable, became these 5, 6, 7-sided shapes that started to morph together and look less and less distinct, really. It's interesting because designers around the world have been really talking about this since this change happened, and I really wanted to step back and think, could I take one of BMW's most common, most popular models, the 3 Series, and maybe bring it back a little bit into line with what I feel like is their iconic design language. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to do here is really break down this design. So we have these 4 kind of headlight shapes. I'm not really sure what they are. The grille is really stretched and interconnected. The kidneys touch and are about 7-sided. And then there's this strange line that comes down between the headlights and hits the lower grille. The lower grille is this big binnacle shape, and then that is flanked by 2 huge faux brake inlets. It's kind of a mess, right? It doesn't really flow, nothing seems to connect, and nothing really says, this is German. So let's see if we could fix that. The next thing I'm going to do is explore some different front-end graphics here. So let's do something that's much more rectilinear, much more Teutonic, a little bit straighter. And then I'm going to carry that into a lower grille theme and make it really connect. Give it a little bit more white space. Give the forms a little bit of room to breathe. Now that I've got that sorted out, I'm going to start basically erasing back the other design, the actual design. Now that I've given myself some space, I can put in that horizontal black grille that is a more traditional BMW look and feel. And you can see this is just already starting to really clean up. And so just making sure that kind of carries into the lower grille really nice. We've got a nice chin on here now, much simpler texture in the lower grille. You can see there's some nice space too in between the lower and upper grills. That's going to allow it to just kind of flow and breathe a little bit more. Now, I think one of the coolest things BMW did in the early 2000s was introduce the angel eyes. I think they did a great job of highlighting what is a traditional BMW design with new technology. And I think they really abandoned that much too quickly. So I'm going to bring that back here and then bring in a much smaller grille, much more tasteful and clean. Maybe that grille is actually behind glass because those upper grills don't really do anything anymore. And there you have it. It's actually that simple. So much cleaner design. And let's take a look at it compared to the old one. Yeah, I think that's working. That feels like a BMW, and it also feels German. And I think that's the right thing for this brand, personally. I mean, this is just one designer's take, of course, but I'd love to see them move in this direction. What do you all think? Do you like the direction BMW is going now? Or would you like to see them come back to something cleaner and more reserved like this? Let me know down in the comments. As always, hit those little like and subscribe buttons if you want to see more. Thanks. See you next time.